We now want to compare the methods. And I'm going to do this on a problem that looks a little bit more difficult than the ones we've seen before, using method 1 and method 2. So we're going to start with x to the minus 1 plus y to the minus 1 over x to the minus 3 plus y to the minus 3. And again, remember, according to order of operations, we always do exponents before we do additions. So this is really 1 over x plus 1 over y all over 1 over x cubed plus 1 over y cubed. And so our LCD on top, so if we're going to do this in method 1 now, we're going to simplify the top. Our LCD is xy, so we get y plus x over xy on top. And then on bottom, it's x cubed y cubed, so we're going to get y cubed plus x cubed over x cubed y cubed. So this turns into y plus x over xy times x cubed y cubed over x. Well, let's do this. We're going to factor this as a sum of cubes, so we get y plus x times x squared, y squared minus xy plus x squared. It's keeping the same order that it came in. So now we notice that when we divide out, the y plus x's divide. 1x on bottom cancels with 1x on top. The y on bottom cancels with 1y on top. And our final answer using method 1 is x squared y squared over y squared minus xy plus x squared. If we were to do the same problem using method 2, we'd find that our overall LCD is x cubed y cubed. So we start with our 1 over x plus 1 over y over 1 over x cubed plus 1 over y cubed. When we multiply by x cubed y cubed over 1 and distribute, we end up with x squared y cubed plus x cubed y squared over y cubed plus x cubed. So we factor out an x squared y squared, leaving a y plus x on top. We factor this as, again, a difference, a sum of cubes, y squared minus xy plus x squared. And we divide out, and we're left with our final answer of x squared y squared over y squared minus xy plus x squared. And now that we've compared the two, we can look at them, make sure they're the same answer, and then pick our method accordingly. So, again, just to reemphasize, when we have a negative power, it only applies to what's in front of it. It does not apply to the plus sign. So you can't simply turn this into x plus y under x cubed plus y cubed. This is wrong.